I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know the game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Hello, good afternoon. Who is here? Knock. Who is here? Fresh God? Big up yourself. People, good evening. You need to come onto the stream quickly. You need to hit the like button. You need to subscribe. You need to share, right? And hit that notification bell. I will not be long. I don't see this going past an hour. An hour max it's going to be. And in that time, I want to allow persons to actually call in and share based on the information that I'm going to be disclosing. I like to preface my thing. And maybe this sort of discussion is not like ideal for management, but I'm privy to the information, so I'm going to deal with it. Maybe like the man with the belt, Ryan LFC is supposed to do it, or Coach Minzy, who can mince it up, probably should do it, or the militant one, Military Gona, should do it, or maybe this and that could this and that it. You understand me? Or maybe formula has a better formula, or maybe Preston can press in, or maybe JD can give it from a European standpoint. I don't know. But I don't know how many of them know the information. They may have heard about it, but they don't understand the intricacies of it. So I stumbled upon it today, and I'm going to share it. I'm going to be as calm and as composed as possible, though it is a serious matter that needs to be addressed as part of the football. All right? Listen, I hope our under-20s, again, GFF, please, I'm asking, make sure that the under-20 team gets everything in place for their tournament in Nicaragua, because this team is good enough to qualify for the under-20 World Cup. All right? So make sure. So far, I hear that there are a little bit of minor issues. I hope they have been resolved. All right? Not going to bring them up because I have something, what they call, I have a bigger goat to curry right now. All right? So I had a very interesting conversation today after my early show. And so having had the conversation, I had to make some calls to check out certain matters. And it is alarming. Some things that we treat as normal in our football. I want to say that with all that has happened to the ownership of Mount Pleasant Football Academy since they have been in Jamaica, they must love Jamaica to be here in Jamaica. And I want to encourage them to not give up, but keep on believing and just change up how the project is done. Because it's a good project, Don't give up. I know you have had a lot of hard times from the beginning to this point. A lot of fight, a lot of problems. Like, yeah, in Jamaica we call it. You have experienced a lot of generalship. That's what Jamaicans call it. And maybe you have reason to really give up the whole thing and leave. But I want to encourage you, the ownership of Mount Pleasant, the owners, me not talk about now people, the owners, just continue to believe. And there are good people still out there who I believe can add value to your project and make it better. Good people. Yeah, a lot of people out there want also some money, but there are some good people out there who wants to help the project, and there's a space for that. All right. I believe that for the most part, generally, people want well and good, but the means at which we choose to get to that place is oftentimes filled with corruption, lack of integrity, immoral behaviors and conducts that makes the end not the best end because the process is messed up. And I know, like in our landscape, the good people are very hard to find in Jamaica, but there are good-hearted Jamaicans who operate in integrity, with class, lot of character. People living on the island, and they are very hard to find, male and female, It's not like the place is littered with them, Far and in between, as some would say. But there are some. So I want to encourage the ownership of Mount Pleasant to really consider that. Because I really believe a lot of people want you to do well, want this to work, and want what is best. But I would not be surprised if you get discouraged by all that has been happening and decide to actually leave. I would not want that. But from the beginning to this point, there has been a lot of obstacles that you have faced, and I really want you to just give it a try, man. And I make we see if we can find some good people. People who mean well for you and for football in general across Jamaica. So like I said, people, maybe I'm not the best person because I'm trying to be composed. Because what I heard today is crazy. So, as you know, break this down to you. So Mount Pleasant has a team in the Premier League that is separate. That has nothing to do with the academy per se. Kind of two separate projects. That is why the senior team don't even play games on the academy field. They try to separate both. All right. So they had what they called they also used the academy players. A lot of them played for York Castle High School. There was a partnership between Mount Pleasant and York Castle. So a lot of the players for the first time were able to play in age group competition. And so, as you know, they have lost a lot of players. And if you hear some of the reasons why, some of you tell the people them to leave Jamaica, because me I tell you, people, we have some parents in Jamaica, Well, I don't know. We have a parenting issue. Me not want to go all over the place, but we have some parents in Jamaica, Parents, we have to do better, Your kids are not some objects for you to use to get things, Let me say that now. Parents, your sons and your daughters are not some objects you have that you use them in their infancy, their teenage years, to get things in your life, That is not the purpose of your kids, A parent supposed to leave heritage for them children, That the good Lord teach we, We're not supposed to have put the kids in position to make things so we can have a life, We're supposed to make a life, and ensure that our kids have a good life, And not the reverse, All right? So if you hear some of the stories, as to why some of the kids them not at Mount Pleasant, you'd be shocked, All right? So, I break it down so you can understand the full gamut of what is happening. So, some of the kids play for Yard Castle. So, there was a need for the parishes to play a Tier 2 qualifying competition. All right? So, the team that won the last competition was a team called Limal. They are already in the Tier 2. The team that came second is a team called Brownstone. The team came third is a team called Priory. The team that was fourth is a team named Madras. So, the Brownstone team was not able to find a team. So, they would have forfeited the spot or given up the spot for a next team that is prepared, which would have been the Priory team if they were prepared, or the Madras team if they were prepared, or any other team the parish president felt like deserved it and merit. So, of course, the head of Mount Pleasant, the academy, connected to Brownstone, man. So he kind of got the Mount Pleasant academy players to play in the Tier 2 competition. That team, a young team, they got to the final with a team named Racing. So now both teams from St. Anne, Limal, and the Brownstone team, which is comprised of Mount Pleasant players, right? Remember, it should be funded by Brownstone, but obviously it is a Mount Pleasant Academy youth. So the Mount Pleasant people, them of course, them are going to spend their money. But when you get to the competition now, the Brownstone ownership should now start spend money, because it's really Brownstone unless you're going to change it to Mount Pleasant B. Anyways, that happened. So now Tier 2 is supposed to start Saturday. Here's the thing. So Mount Pleasant now, I don't know how this got here. So they start contacting some of the parents of the kids about playing in the Tier 2, because some kids didn't play in the qualifiers. So now they want to bring on the ones who are older and the better ones, like some who went to under 17 trials and those things. They want to bring them on to play, only to find out that some of those kids belong to a next club. So, them can't play for Mount Pleasant, You hear me, I tell the people? There are persons in Jamaica who work with parents to get kids sign up to one club. Then they take those same kids and place them in Mount Pleasant, according to them, to get all the benefits. But they can't play for Mount Pleasant. Want you hear me? People, listen to what I'm saying. The people them, I don't want to call the club name now because we know this. They deceived the Mount Pleasant people. They brought the kids there and say, yeah man, they can be a part of the academy, because they wanted these kids to go through and get everything free. And if Mount Pleasant was taking them to foreign, they would go. But they can't play no game for Mount Pleasant, because though they're at Mount Pleasant, they're already registered with a next club. No, man, I not say too much, man. You hear me? So they're trying to get the kids registered now. So they contact all parents, you know. The parents call. I don't know if and the person, I know you're listening, you know. And more you call, you know, because I know you're listening, you know. And you can go on the next program if you want and clarify this, you know, if you want, you know, because I know you're here, man, you know. This one particular person. You can go on the next program and explain yourself. But I owe it to the people them to talk about this. Out of respect for the Premier League club where you're connected to. I'm not going to call your name or the club name. But you have paperwork signing the players to that Premier League club and still take them to Mount Pleasant to stay in them academy. And now, when the people ready to play the players them in them tier 2, you tell them, say, your players them can't play in a tier 2. Because they're part of a next club. More you understand how this is. It is like Arsenal own some players and under the cover of dark, them squeeze them into Manchester City Academy and they stay there and benefit. But the day when Manchester City decide to play them, Arsenal turn up and say, "Unu can't play because look, see we have paperwork, unu belong to we. We were just sending you down on Mount Pleasant because we know them have whole for freeness." And parents agree to these things. See, something wrong with us as a people. Let me say, me not stay long, you know. But this has to be brought out. And I believe the JFF and the parish administration should make sure that the players at Mount Pleasant play. And if they don't play, they should not be allowed to play for that club for 5 years. Any other club. And they cannot play for any school for 5 years. And here's what happened. The person involved, if money is right, that person should not be allowed to represent any player in Jamaica. We have a caller, you know. Let me take the call and hear what I want. Caller, welcome to the show. Good afternoon.
Yeah, man, well, me just a listen, you know, and me a hear, you know. That's why me say, you know. Me I go find out is who, you know, man is, man. And me or Carl and the next show, and me I'll find out who, you know, because I'm going to find out who. Me or Carl on it, and me I'll find out who. Because since I do first call name, me I'll find. You hear me?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to find out it too. Me don't even pay me period.
Okay, well, you can find out.
You're cutting off, man. Is my want your signal.
No, man, may I hear you, man. All right, what I'm saying, let me just try and make sure I'm not losing you. Oh, geez, we just lost Soldier. Let's see if we can call back. I know the person listening right now, you know. Yeah, hello? Oh, geez, we just lost Soldier. Let's call. Let's see if we can. Yes, Soldier. Hello, Soldier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, go ahead. You say you're going to find out who?
Yeah, man.
I don't know what is wrong with the connection. Let's see if we can get it sorted out. Hold on, Soldier. Let's see if we can do better. Let's see if we can get back Soldier. Soldier, what go on here with it? I need to get back Soldier. I'm going to take some cut. I know that people are saying that don't take any sanctions against the player. From the conversation I had, some of the players knew when they were coming to Mount Pleasant that they were already connected to a next club. They just never told them. That's what I'm saying. The deception and the fact that people believe nothing is wrong with this. Hello? What next club? Hello? Yeah, hello?
Yo? Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Hello, you hear me?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is, yeah, man. Me said this is things now. That's why me say no. We need man like you for the pan in a football organization, because things like this is wrong. And the parents but the club management wouldn't blame them in a sense, because them check said the guys them a club they wouldn't do that. But the man for the whoever Premier League club do that, him should get banned.
Well, it's
no
not
matter who the guy is.
Here's the thing now. I need to find out if the person at the club know that this is what. Because it's not the person at the Premier League club, It is the person who's connected to the Premier League club. So what I don't know is if the Premier League club... No, but what I did, I talked to people who are aware of what is happening. That, like I said, the Mount Pleasant people were trying to get the player registered, the players. So they wrote to the parents because they believe like, all right, we're going to play them in this competition. Let us let the parents know because they are part of our academy. It is now people basically replying to them saying that, but the player can't play for you. We never send them there for play for Mount Pleasant, basically. Because they are Manchester City players. That's what is happening. So my thing is, the people at Mount Pleasant are not stupid to take players from the Premier League clubs in Jamaica to train them up to send them back to those clubs. They brought them to Mount Pleasant so they can play for Mount Pleasant.
And then if anything, they can send them elsewhere and see. But these things, some may say no one up by Mount Pleasant never know what taking place until this come up. Because when you do these things, and you're going to sign up a kid in your academy, you're supposed to know, do your background check and know, say, nothing like this happening in a management. If a guy going to come at Manchester United and they must sign a kid, and they sign the kid at Manchester United, they have to know, say, this kid, never the Arsenal or anything, them have to know all that thing before. Them put paper for that kid.
Listen, this is so, you make a good point, This is so messed up because I'm saying, if say a 12-year-old come to you, right, and you see a female or a male, bring him to a child that you have, and you say, okay, all right, I'll register them, and the 12-year-old, the adult says to you, they are not, no man, they never play for nobody yet, man. All right. What system is there in Jamaica for you to check and validate that?
Well, that's easy. If you're going to run a academy now, you have to have somebody to validate, to do a vet and teaching the these kids before
but what I'm
you
saying
take them
is
and sign them.
Does Jamaica have any sort of program where if a youth at 13 come to my club with somebody who is a guardian, that I can chat, I can go and check to see if they say they have not played for any other club. How can I find out? Call all the parishes and find out what if they have played in the league. I don't know.
No, if you're vet, yeah, like you come and you call, if his kid come from Westmoreland, you call the parish president and say to the parish president, okay, Manning's man come from down Manning. So, you know, if he was contact to every, or any of these club down there in West, and he say the president supposed to can say, make us all right, I will get back to you. And him check and phone you back and say, yeah, Manning's man, he signed up with you, So straight away now you say, okay, you can't, all right, kid, you come, you sign with that club already. I cannot, unless you get released from the club to come, you can come to the academy. Is that like, unless they just take up some youngster, take them in the academy, and go to school as well, the program them up there, and just never penning these type of stuff. So these things come to them now, so they have to say, all right, you know what, this thing happened to it, to make it don't happen again, we have to go start do vetting on these kids.
Yeah, but
That's the only thing I can say.
all right. You know what I'm going to do? As soon as I come off the phone, I'm going to see if I can get Mr. Danny Beckford if you ask him. I'm going to call him right now and
Yeah.
ask him.
Because
this cannot make any sense. As far as I'm concerned. But here's what. Say a player. Say I'm going to say, okay, say Mount Pleasant should have checked to see if the 13-year-old played any football in Kingston and St. Andrew. And somebody, an adult, come and sign paperwork for the child to be a part of my academy. And then I find out that the child was connected after 3 years of spending on this child. I find out that the child is connected to an club. Fine, I should have done my due diligence. What sanctions should be brought against the person who intentionally deceive or trick or scam the system?
Well, you not say you didn't say deceive or scan the system, man. You have to look on it on the next angle. You have to look on it on this angle. Say, all right, this when you're going around looking clear for your academy, you have to be careful too, because if you're going around school, like all right, say Mount Pleasant in St. and they're going Marcus, Ochi, say Rockabesa, all these schools take players and take them. You have to do your background check too, because yes, this kid is talented. Somebody can just say, if you don't do your background check in a sense and go do that, you don't have nobody for being able to kill yourself too. Because you're supposed to find out these things too. So there's a wrong way and a right way and a right way and a wrong way. So you have to look your check. If you're going to sign me, all right, I play a leave from Dintil and come to Westmoreland to live, saying going to get a transfer to Mannings. Don't Mannings have to find out if this kid have ever played football in Dintil before he come there? If Mannings going to use him, don't Mannings going to lose points? So these things we should learn from schoolboy level, or when play leave from school to school and you have to do check. So you're supposed to do some check.
Yes, if it were school, I could understand. What I'm saying is that these players came from a next parish. And while I agree with you that maybe there's a way for the academy themselves to do more check, all right? I believe that the people intentionally, and they said it, I'm saying to you, they said that, listen, no, but it's free school. It's free this and free that. So nothing wrong. So they knew that they were coming to get the freeness, and at some point, when the kids were asked, they would not be allowed to play. That's to me, that is intentional. All right. No, if it were, this is not like you're going to play for a next school and left for a next school. This is like a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, where you get a letter from the parent giving you consent to admit the child in your academy and school. There is an adult who comes and says, yeah, man, I'm right. See, the parent is saying so and so, I am responsible. So I bring your son with a letter from you saying, I want my child to be. When I call you and say to you, so have your son ever played for? No. He never played for no, he never registered for no club. I never signed anything for any club. All right? And then you say, okay, maybe you should go and do some checks. Not saying that you shouldn't. But when you get that no, and then at the point when you're ready, remember this never happened while the player was there. At the point when the player gets good now, and you're ready to play the player, somebody turns up and says, well, no, you know, it's a long time. The player did register to this club. The same person who told you, the same person who said to you that the player never played for nobody, now coming to tell you that the player can't play for you because they belong to a next club. I think
Well,
that is
this is
deception. Even if the club should do
oh yes,
investigation.
yes, that is deceit, and this is where the JFF president and whoever from JFF have to come in and step in now and say, listen,
Yeah.
these kids at this academy, there's nothing at all you can do. They have to play for this. They have to play. If they decide him cannot play, put a ban on the kids saying can't play no football in Jamaica for 5 years, as you say, and put a ban on those person who involved. Because even if a parents come and tell you that these things is criminal record, because you can tell a person say you don't do this, but the man down there is a policeman, so him know law, so he must can come and say, listen,
Well,
these things is
you see
wrong.
what happened though is that so remember now this is not with the senior team, you know. This is the academy.
Huh?
Yeah.
So the man who run the academy, them have to do better when them taking player from parish. But then again, they have to step in because the man them have them and the kids them there all long. So them have to work out something. Something have to work out.
But
That's the kid can able to play for the team.
I think so.
Because
Let me call Mr. Beck because I need to call Danny Beckford.
one second before you call
Yeah.
Danny, one second before you call Danny there, one thing before you call Danny is what they should done from these kids reach to a certain level, they should sign up these kids long time. And you know,
Yeah, well,
because
let me call.
listen when
Yeah, let me see if I
yeah,
can
man,
get.
here with
Let me
Danny.
see if I can get Danny because Danny Beckford. Let me see people. All right, big up soldier.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call as usual. Yeah, man. Let me see if I can get Danny Beckford because I need to understand this. You understand me? Danny Beckford. Let's call him. People just hold on. Let me see if we can get him. Maybe I should call him. Maybe I shouldn't call him on that way now because I don't want the call. So I'm gonna have to mute people so that me can, make sure him can come on here first. You understand me? I have to respect the man privacy. Can't just dash him online. So People. He can't. Him sleeping. So he needs to find out what is going on. All right, let me say that. He needs to find out what is going on before he can speak to the matter. I have a next caller coming in. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the show. Hello?
Yeah, man.
E- yeah, man. Yeah, man. Welcome to the show. Jason?
Marlon.
Marlon, yeah, man. What's going
Yes.
on?
Yeah, but they listen to the thing and the thing sound away from the outside. Here we go on, brother. I've been in a Jamaica and them thing they are going a long time, but here what the problem is. Nobody now call the people them name when I do the foolishness, why people can't hear them. So them continue to just move from one place to the next. Because nobody know who them is. So them name have to start call and everybody know who are going with the madness, brother.
Yeah.
You get what I say? Me understand. So you can't just call people names, but too much foolishness are going and the public blind to everything when they know who it, and them same set of man they go back in the business and I do the same thing over and over again. It not help the football, it not help the youth them. And we know the culture of Jamaica. Everybody eat a food. So it no matter who them hold down to eat a food. As long as them eat a food.
Yeah, and that is the thing. But listen, but somebody higher up than us must know, Because if I
Yeah,
know, other people must know.
of course. And here the thing is now, if you know, things have to be in place. Things have to be in place from the federation because of football in affair. So the JFF is supposed to get involved because that the club will sign him, claim to them sign him, supposed to
What
get
I want to
sanctioned,
know
the
is
man supposed to get banned.
what I want to know is that according to the rules is one, can a player have anybody acting in the capacity as an agent when they are minors? Number one. Number two, when a player, say a 13-year-old plays for Cataract FC and wants to come and play for Marlon FC, does that player need a transfer and can the club stop that transfer?
I don't know how the rules go according to that, but normally if the players just leave and go to a next club and tell the next club that they're not interested in playing, so I don't know what the rules stands.
Okay. That's what I'm going to check. Like,
clarify them things.
yeah, because can somebody represent a child? And if somebody come to me and say they are representing a 16-year-old, because it must be parental. These things are parental consent. So if I want to move my 13-year-old, there should be no binding contract that says I can't.
Yeah, the parents supposed to be still in control.
Unless the parent has given somebody, I don't know, custodial rights over the child.
Wow. Bro, it's messed up. It's messed up.
But I listen, these things happen in what I say. I don't even know because there are stories of kids where, oh geez, where you and I know that the parents let them go to particular schools because of
the financial benefits.
there you go. And what I want to know, and these things keep on happening in our football, and I don't think like anybody take it serious. I think we see it as nothing is wrong with it. But is it right?
Here what happened now, management. If you have a tank on your roof, right, and it have dirty water, don't think you can get clean water in the pipe.
Okay.
You understand? So the corruption come from the top, so everybody I get a kickback, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I see somebody here saying that An unauthorized agent cannot enter into a representation contract with a player under the age of 18 years of age unless it is countersigned by the player's parent or legal guardian.
That makes sense. But here what gonna happen with that now? When these guys come from them clubs and go to the parents who is not as knowledgeable about the sports and give them a little kickback and promise them one bag of thing, them just sign over them kids to them.
Jesus. Hey, we have to find a way to start them.
Yeah, man. Bro, we not do a good thing, but we have to find a way. Some of these corrupted people have to get some way to put them name on blast. Because if them continue to do it and nobody don't know who is doing it, them are gonna just continue because them think nobody don't know.
Yep.
All right, brother, just go and bless up and go and do your good work, and don't make nobody deter you from doing the right thing,
Yeah, man. Respect, man, and appreciate the call. May I try reach out?
And one more question.
Go ahead.
We've got the coach at the under 20 side coming up for the competition.
Oh, you Bradford is his name. He coaches in the States. Idris Halgrimson, which is the wife of the senior head coach. She's going to be an assistant coach, and also she is a physical conditioning person. And Wendell Downsville is there as the technical director.
And honestly, I think they can do away with Wendell Downsville now. Honestly, I'm not no disrespect. Respect for what he has done to the football, but we can't take it no further than where it is, bro. Believe me, man is man, and you know that. As a West man, you know that. You know that. Bro, Wendell Downsville has been.
No, I will not. Listen, I will not stop you from saying what you said, but you understand.
But I think it's time for him. We just show him gratitude and then move on to something else, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, man. Well, so those are the persons going with the team, and then you know that there's an under 15 tournament coming up at IMG as well in August. That Peart is supposed to be the coach, and my hope. All right, Marlon. Can we get in a little feedback? Yeah, man. My hope is that you see that under 15. You see that under 15 that took place over there, there are at least 5 players from that under 15. Big, strong, athletic, skillful, technically good. I personally, from my observation, should be given a look in by the coach. That's just me. Or somebody's asking who is Donzel understudy? I don't know. I don't know that he has an understudy. I don't know that he has an understudy. I'm trying to reach out to somebody, but person not responding. All right.
Reach out to some.
Yeah. All right. So Jason, you get some news.
Musical, I want to say something. Yeah. Musical.
All right. So let me People, Soldier just got some information, you understand me, so but couldn't him never want to bring it out on here. But him get name, I so people know the people them involved. You understand me? And what I'm saying is that we can't do these things, man. And let me get back to it. The Mount Pleasant people, they came here to help the football, and they're a major help. Youth, even if them not get no game, I earn lots of money to help them family. Free education, proper facilities. We can't destroy the good things because then we're gonna leave with a lot of bad things. That I want the people them know. And all of us have to find a way. We can't destroy the good things them. Them are come. We should have find ways not to be corrupt, but to make the process of them pouring more finances in the country easier. We can't be the ones where the man them a pour water in the bucket and we bore a hole under the bottom to make the water leak out. No, we have to help them carry the water to put in the bucket. But we have pour holes in the bucket and make the water, as in pour water in, it'll leak out the other side. Because everybody want a little money. If everything, if everything is done and in place, the truth is, I don't know. Everything, if the thing becomes good enough, everybody will benefit. Think about it. If the project that they have work, there's great benefit for a lot more youth. Why would we want to shortchange some other people? The next call coming in. Let's take this one and then we're going to close the show. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Yes, hi. I'm sure Sports. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. I was listening to your program, and I wanted to put my opinion to the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
Question. You had mentioned, to be honest, the Mount Pleasant. How I see it, the Mount Pleasant experiment is a very good experiment.
This sound like this sound this sound like a man that I know very well on a different number. But go ahead, yes.
My name might be mistaken, sir.
I am not mistaken. This voice cannot deceive me. Go ahead.
You just be careful. You might be mistaken.
I am not mistaken. Go ahead.
Anyway, the Mount Pleasant ideals, what they're coming with, was always a very good idea, right? And I think it's something that we all in Jamaica want to work, and I think we all support it. However, I think the problem that they have is that Mount Pleasant has people that surround the program, very close to the program, that might not have the ideas of the owners, the same ideas of the owners at heart. That's all I can say. It just seems that way because we have seen, I'm a member of the public, right? Okay? And I've seen the academy grow, and I've seen them take players there. Players have left for various reasons. And to be honest, I don't think that certain individuals that they came and they brought into the academy had the interest of football at heart. You had some people have the interest of their pockets alone. So that is one of the biggest problems in Mount Pleasant, that there are people there that their interest is more in their pocket. So when they are to get players, sometimes I've seen where they have taken players there who are very ordinary players, right? Because somebody might say, yeah, man, this is a big player from wherever. Initially, I know that they have streamlined that since. But initially, a lot of people got in, and people were paid to actually carry these players there. Then after about a year or so, a lot of these players left and went back into the regular school system and so on. Because it wasn't what they were being told, it would be. But the whole idea, I think, it's a very good idea, but they need people there who have the proper expertise and don't make mistakes. Because when you carry a player there and the player is not properly, the paperwork is not done properly, you're going to leave yourself up for problems. You understand? You need to find out. Like, let me tell you, I have a club that I'm associated with, right? Say I have a club I'm associated with. And
did you say you have a club you're associated with?
Say I have a club. No, listen to me. I'm being specific, sir. Say I have a club that I own or I'm associated with.
You're hypothetically speaking.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right. I have a club by the name of Chelsea Academy or Chelsea FC. Right? I had trials today. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm asking and I'm going through the players. I'm seeing the players that are coming from other clubs and so on. And the first thing I need to find out is, do you guys want to play for Chelsea FC? If they do, I need to also confirm with the parents if they want to play for Chelsea FC. If they want to play for Chelsea FC now, what I do, if they went to, say, the Bowden's Football Association Academy or whatever, I now have to go to Bowden's and ask Bowden's, this player would like to come to Chelsea FC, right? So I give that player a transfer certificate, they sign it, and then I go to Bowden, right? I don't need to bring their parents into it at all, They don't need to, right? If I go to Bowden's now and Bowden say, no, we have had this player developing for 4 years, I don't think we really want to let them go. Technically, nobody can hold a player, right? Unless once they are under the age of 16, you cannot hold them, right? Okay? So if Bowden can refuse, then after that, the process is that you go to the FA of the parent club. Say the parent club is St. Elizabeth, Bowden is there. You go to them now. St. Elizabeth now would say, check with the parents to see if the parents agree for this player to move to Chelsea FC. Right? After that now, if the parents does agree, because you have another problem now, where sometimes a parent has a connection with the club that they are coming from, and they are really not in agreement at all for the youngster to leave. So sometimes the youngster might even want to leave and the parent not interested. So the parent, no, because at that stage, once the club has refused, you need the parent to sign and to say that I want my son to go to Chelsea FC.
Carla.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you have had 6 minutes. Can I ask you a couple of questions, like 3 questions, and then you'll go ahead? First, what may I address you as?
The follower.
All right. Thank you, the follower. The follower. Have you ever, in all your, are you, I know you use a hypothetical situation, but sorry, the follower. But have you ever brought players on trial to Mount Pleasant?
Never.
Have you ever have a player that you're responsible for gone to Mount Pleasant?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That player that was brought to Mount Pleasant, was that player connected to any other club?
I don't understand it there now. I mean, if the player was most very good players are connected.
No. All right. So you say you don't understand.
No, I said
no, man. You see, no, but no. You said you don't. You said you don't understand me. No.
No, I said, but you're asking about a particular question, and I'm saying
you don't. You said no. Hold on. No, you said when I asked. Hold on. When I don't want you to answer something that I didn't ask you. I asked you a question, and you said you didn't understand that. No. So I am just going to ask you the question in a simpler way. All right? Is that okay? The follow-up.
Go ahead.
All right. You said that players that are connected to you have been to Mount Pleasant, right?
Continue.
No, I'm asking you. Do you have players that you're connected to that have been at Mount Pleasant?
I have players in the senior team, and I have players in the junior team.
All right. No, man, we're not talking. I'm talking about the. All right. So let's be very specific. Do you have players that are connected to you in the academy aspect of Mount
Yes.
Pleasant? Okay.
Yes.
The players that you have that are connected to the academy aspect at Mount Pleasant, have those players, do any of those players have present connections with other clubs?
As far as I know, the players that two senior players with the senior team.
No.
Were there.
Caller, let's forget.
Junior players
Caller.
have been are with other teams.
Caller.
They are registered with other.
Caller.
Yes, sir.
We are not discussing the senior program. We are discussing the junior program. Two questions I have for you. One, in the academy, the junior program at Mount Pleasant, the academy program, yes or no, do you have players that are connected to you?
Yeah, I have players that might be connected. Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
All right. Those players that are connected to you, are those players connected to any other club?
Yes, I think they are.
You think they are?
I know that they are signed with other clubs.
So you have players that are at Mount Pleasant that are connected to you, that you got into Mount Pleasant, but they are signed for
Get
other.
them into Mount Pleasant, sir.
Oh, so how did they get there? What is the connection?
That matters not, sir.
Hold on. What is the connection between you and the players then?
Look here. That doesn't matter now, you know. You're going hypothetical. You want to start to go a little bit too deep. It matters not.
Okay.
I have an association with the parents. That might be better. Yeah.
I don't understand though. You're saying that I'm being hypothetical, but in the same breath, you're saying that I'm going deep, Mr.
You're
Fowler.
trying to go Anyway, we'll pass that question. Yes, they are connected with a club.
Okay. So my next question to you then is that why would players who are connected to you, that you know are connected to a club already, go and get connected to an ex program that operates a club?
The Mount Pleasant. Can I ask you a question, sir?
I think it would be good if you answer my question.
Yes, hold on. Is Mount Pleasant Academy, right? I think when Mount Pleasant Academy came out and said they were sponsoring the Premier League, didn't they make it specific that it's two separate entities? Is that not a fact, sir? Is not that a fact that Mount Pleasant went to that it's two separate entities?
Mr. as a follower, I'm going to answer you. I have no information on the question that you have just asked about what Mount Pleasant said at the sponsorship of the program. So I'm answering you. That is my answer, Mr. Follower. Go ahead.
Anyway, I remember it was said by a couple people from here that the academy is different. I would have to find the interviews, but it came up and it was a serious issue about them sponsoring, and it was put down in detail that the academy is a separate entity. And I also know by speaking to somebody in very high authorities here that they are separate entities.
But respectfully, Mr. Follower, respectfully, sir, I did separate the senior team from the academy. I did say that, Mr. Follower.
Okay,
I did, so I don't understand how we have gone back.
No, we just want to make sure. No, hold on. Listen now, what we're saying, the academy is not, it's just, look here, hold on. Can I ask you something, sir? Phoenix Academy, you're aware that the players for Phoenix play for other clubs? Because Phoenix is not a club, They have players for Phoenix that represent Real Mona, whenever, or they represent various clubs whenever the Casafa League or whatever may start. Are you aware of that? Or Kingston, let me make it simple that you do know. Do you know the Kingston Academy that's away now?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you know there's a player that was there from Mannings that went with the team when they went away. I'm not sure if he's with them this time.
Yes,
but
sir.
you have
Yes, sir. He's there. Sir, Mr. Follower, he's there and his brother is there. But I don't understand how a high school...
No, hold on. Sir, it's the same concept.
You're asking me a question, sir. But when I'm answering Mr. Follower, you're saying, you're telling me to stop. So do you want me to answer?
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry about that.
There are two players from Mannings with Kingston Soccer Academy. They are not registered with the academy. They travel with it. Hold on. In the Mount Pleasant case, the players that are connected to you are registered in the Mount Pleasant Academy system. The Mount Pleasant Academy system of schooling, aren't they, Mr. Follower?
Okay, sir. You can a school, right?
No, sir. I just ask you, sir. Respectfully, sir. I just ask. Respectfully, sir. I just ask you a question.
Private school.
Respectfully, sir. I just ask you a question.
They are registered in the Mount Pleasant Academy school entity, and by the way, they are also connected to York Castle School.
Sir, but what? I'm trying to.
They are in the long run. These players are connected to schools,
so
just like the players for Phoenix are connected to schools.
So, sir, respectfully, sir. All right, we are talking about a player representing a school, and then being connected to an academy.
Right.
No, an academy versus a player connected to a football club, a professional football club that have a youth program and is signed up in an academy program that is designed for football.
Can I ask you something, sir? Is it a fact? Isn't it not a fact that Mount Pleasant Academy goes to great means to distance the club and the academy? Don't they go to great means to try to distance the two?
I don't understand what that has to do with anything.
No, but I'm saying because the two entities are different. They are different, sir.
Mr. Follower, it's hard to follow you.
No, what I'm trying to say, is that the two entities, right? The so-called professional club that you are talking about goes to great means to distance themselves because of the funding arrangement.
Listen what I'm saying to you. I'm not talking, when I say, you said you have players who were brought to Mount Pleasant. Prior to them coming to Mount Pleasant, they are registered with a professional club that has youth programs.
Two players that we're talking about also are supposed to be in the process. They have already been in the process of registering for the Premier League also. So continue.
So, the case that I am making is simply this. You have players associated with you that you know that if they became a part of that academy at Mount Pleasant, and that academy plays in a under-17 Jamaica competition, that player, even for the academy team, could not play for Mount Pleasant because that player is already registered with an ex-club. how can you know, explain that to the people that you knowingly know that they are registered to one club, and even if you wanted them to be at Mount Pleasant, you didn't in the initial stages ensure that the registration with the other club was terminated, they were released before you registered them to Mount Pleasant,
Hold
knowing
on.
that they could play.
I have listen, my sons are quite big. I can't register any. I don't have any sons or any daughters that I can register at Mount Pleasant. Okay? And I'm not a guardian for any. If a parent
What is
might have
all right? So
issues,
what is
hold on now. If a parent out there connected to me, say I have a player, right, who lives in a violent store, Greenwich town, and they have to leave, right, and they need their child to go somewhere, and Mount Pleasant puts up this nice ad, and they said, somebody connected, asked them, say, yes, you can go there, and you have somewhere to stay, so on. Okay? If they want, they were never told initially that you must play for the entity.
Okay, so you're saying.
Hold on, no, I'm telling you what listen, no, I'm telling you specifically what they're told, you know. They were told it's somewhere where they can learn, they can get to their football education and so on. And it's up to them after that, you know, whether or not they're going to want to do the football professionally. They have the option.
No. You're saying that what Mount Pleasant says in the beginning to this specific parent is that, listen, your parents, you're saying more than one.
More than one.
So you are stating categorically that in the initial stages, the stakeholders at Mount Pleasant clearly stated to these parents that your child can come and be a part of Mount Pleasant for the purpose of learning, and they don't have to play any football at all.
No, they're there to learn the game and also other aspects.
Hold on.
It's an academy, it's a school.
All right, no, man, no. So, when you say learn the game, you mean play?
It's school. That's an aspect of the thing there. It could have been a heart academy.
Let me ask, Mr. Follow. Can I ask you the question? Here's the question I'm asking you, Mr. Follow. When you say the parents, Mount Pleasant, promised them to learn the game, is that learning in a classroom or playing the game and training and playing competitive games to learn? Or it just mean learning in a classroom?
Very interested in the youngster going there to play football alone. It was an option to get them in a rural environment, away from the inner city, where they can get an opportunity to get education.
Mr. Farrow,
to play football.
Okay. So they were being brought to Mount Pleasant for education, but also to play football.
Yeah.
All right. That's it, you know. So they were brought there to play football.
To play football, not primary. Just like how you get boys in Jamaica College, they are not there to play football for JC. They are there to get an education.
Sir, but yeah, man. All right. So they are there to get an education, and if them happen to play a little football, God bless them. But it's really to get an education. Is that better, Mr. Follower?
Yes, sir. That's a priority for any youngster because it's a very small percentage of kids that actually go pro in any form of environment. Overseas, locally, very, very small percentage.
All right. So Mount Pleasant goes around and look for kids who they can give good education, and if they want to, they can play a little football. That is the Mount Pleasant philosophy from your understanding.
Well, it's there. When you look at the pretty ads and so on, the ads don't show much football, you know. They show a lot of things of them in the classroom and that sort of thing. Isn't that true, sir? Isn't that true? I'm just asking me. No, the ad that they have out, how much football is actually shown in that ad? They show a lot of other things. And the football.
Sir, I know the Mount Pleasant is a football academy. So, unlike our other schools where education and those things takes up most of the time, this living academy gives the persons there, and that is why they select who they want, which is one of the reasons why Issa had a problem with them. Because Mr. Follower, if Mount Pleasant wanted to just educate people, they would have they would not need to go and find footballers to bring in. They could just put themselves as a public entity, and here's what would happen. Kids, after doing the primary exit profile, would end up at Mount Pleasant. But because they want to build footballers, they have, like you said, trials where they find footballers and provide them with quality education.
I'm hearing you, sir.
That is what they do. So when a
Sir,
parent sends their child to Mount Pleasant and say, I don't want them to play any football, that don't make any sense.
no, I don't think you're exaggerating now, sir. And no parent is going to say that. But let me just make a correlation. Are you aware that Jamaica College, Wilma's boys, Calabar, KC also has trials for boys to go get in? They have football trials for them to get in to play football, but they are not there primarily for football. They are there to get every parent send their child somewhere with an education as the priority first.
How that is a correlation when Mount Pleasant picks the students that comes to their school, all of them.
They pick Jamaica College. Okay. Do you know that there's a 5% where the schools can pick anybody? Do you know that people get into JC, Wilmot,
Mr. Follower, if there is Mr. Follower, Mr. Follower, if that is a 5%, Mount Pleasant does it 100.
No. The amount of kids that are there, when I just said 5%, they are allowed out of 1,000 boys or 1,700. They are allowed to take 1/20th of that. Anybody who they want. If they want to take
Mr. Follower,
there without two arms, blind, they can take them.
Mr. Follower, Mount Pleasant, 100%. That is a huge difference. So you can't compare.
Okay, sir. Let me make it slightly. Hold on. Are you aware then that there are schools? How many kids are actually enrolled at Mount Pleasant right now, sir?
Oh, why is that? I don't understand. Why is that important in the conversation?
Hold on, sir. Jamaica College has a bigger football cohort enrolled there than Mount Pleasant. I'm not guessing on that, sir. And I can also say that I'm going to go right after the top. Calabar High School also brought in, I think, almost the same amount of kids that are close enough to what they enrolled there. And Calabar is not a football school, but they brought in a number of boys, top class, within that region.
Were you involved in that as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just checking. So I get what you're saying. What is happening is at Mount Pleasant is what is happening at Calabar and JC and KC.
No, I said when you talk about bringing in kids who can play football, but they are all these kids are getting in education.
Sir, listen to the point, because you are discussing something that we are not. Yes, you're very calm and composed. I am. Sir, Mount Pleasant Academy, the first set of youngsters that went there, a great percentage of them were youngsters that I worked with. They were brought there for their footballing abilities and provided, along with that, right, an opportunity to get an education at no cost to them. Okay? With Jamaica College, Kingston College, Wolmer's, and all the other high schools across Jamaica. while they will go and find some footballers and provide them with an opportunity to get an education, a great percentage of the people who come into their school are sent there after they do our primary school examination. That is not the case at Mount Pleasant. Why are we arguing this? I don't understand, Mr. Follower. So, Mr. Follower, my word to you is this. As a responsible adult, that you sound like you're a very responsible adult, that if you are going to help a parent and you know that a player is registered to Chuku Chuku FC and they are going to go to Mount Pleasant, that their program may require them to play under 15, under 16 at some point. You have to.
Sir, hold on there, sir. When you said play under 14, under 16, you're talking about a school league, right? That's the only league you can be talking about.
No. Listen, listen again. You go in there, you know that this group, this academy is designed to play competitive football as part of their process. I'm talking at the junior level. I'm not talking about going into their senior team. I'm talking about at this level, part of what they're going to do is to put the players at their academy in competitions as part of their development.
Competitions with this, sir. Just help me out now, because as far as I know, the only time Mount Pleasant was.
Oh, come on,
hold on,
sir,
competition.
Sir. The reason why they are not in competition is not because they don't want to play. Why?
What?
Because no competition has been held. But as the moment.
Hold on, sir. Hold on there, sir. Hold on. Let's go back. I know that in the past, before COVID, right, Mount Pleasant has never made any effort to participate in the. By the way, the center even have a youth program there. They have youth leagues there.
Sir, I don't want to go. Listen, you need to let me finish what I'm saying, because you're gone down a different. You're holding.
But which league they are saying that they are to participate in? Which league?
So you need to listen. So listen, sir. You have to listen, sir. Mount Pleasant opted to play in the school league for two reasons. One, there has been no opportunity for them as an academy to play a league in Jamaica.
Sir, they have played in a league, the private high school league in Jamaica.
Listen, Mr. Follower, you're not living up to your name. You're not following the conversation. So you know what happened, Mr. Follower. I need somebody else who can articulate themselves at a more highfalutin level, because I am not there and you can't understand me, Mr. Follower. So
all I'm saying is that the leagues that they have participated in the school league already, it's just a private
Sir. If you listen without interrupting, then maybe you will get the point. When Mount Pleasant brings in player, part of their plan is to put them in competition. We understand that for how many years now there has not been a U16, U17, or U whatever competition, right? Mount Pleasant, however, have used their players to represent the parish of St. Anne. So if and when the Jamaica Football Federation starts a competition, these players from Mount Pleasant would have participated in such. So when a parent, listen to me, when a parent is going to bring his child there, you, being a responsible adult, knowing that this child is registered already with an ex club And when competition comes around, Mount Pleasant can't use them. All I am saying to you, sir, part of the transparency that is required in the football is for you to upfront say to Mount Pleasant, you see this child, they don't want to play for your club, but they want the education. Can you
Okay.
hold on,
Can I
hold on,
something now?
hold on,
Okay,
let
go
me
on.
finish. Let me finish. You go to them and say, listen, I know you want the child, but the child want to play for this particular club that I am connected to. So here's what. You want them still, you can get them, but they're not going to play for the club. Let them decide. But don't send the child there under the disguise that they're going to play when you know deep down that they're not going to. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
and you
sir,
have the floor,
just
and then we're
a
going to close.
correction here for what you're saying. You keep saying like I send players there. I don't. And I've never, and I'm not associated with anything like that. What happens, what I can say has happened, is that a mother or a father will tell me that, Mr. Brown, I'm moving my son. They're taking them out of Woolman's boys.
Is
and I'm taking them down
is your surname Brown, sir?
No, sir.
What is your surname? I like
It matters not, sir.
Okay. That's a nice surname. I like it. It matters not. Okay,
Anyway,
okay, Mr. It matters
so
not.
listen, sir. So they will say that I have to move my son down. There's violence in the community. Carry him there. What is that okay? Because we don't want him, to basically. And I'd say yes, it's the best for the child. Nothing wrong with that. Listen now. Listen. It's not up to me.
So how? So
hold on, sir. I give you an answer now. I'm giving you some facts.
Let me ask you a question. No, man.
Like I carry them there.
No. You don't. So how? So does this child travel from this volatile area in Kingston to Mount Pleasant by themselves? How do they get there? In the initial place, how do
the mother, the parent? I think the parent or somebody with the community attached got them there, sir.
So generally what happens is like a parent.
No, hold on. It's more than that, sir. It's not even the parents. They have people that come from Mount Pleasant and they carry the kids there and they get paid. And that's a fact. So this is actually a situation where...
So have you ever gotten any money for stuff like that yet?
No, sir. I don't do that.
You don't...
I'm not carrying a player to another club like that. I'm not doing that.
So you don't... No. That's not what I'm asking you. What I'm asking you is this. You don't get paid for carrying players to places?
No, sir.
Oh, so you're saying that... Okay, so if you bring up... Say for example, you bring a player to Chuku FC.
By the way, I've carried players to Mount Pleasant FC.
No, man. I'm asking...
Professional players.
No, man. No.
And I have not been paid. I have not... No, sir.
No. Okay. Oh, so... it's a volunteer. Okay.
I've carried two professional starting players on the Mount Pleasant FC roster.
Sir.
Already.
Sir, do not go there because you came on this program with these senior players and you said that you are their agent.
I didn't tell you as an agent.
Sir,
I didn't tell you.
Sir,
I didn't
sir,
what?
I'm going
I
to go.
I was connected, sir.
What you said? You said?
I said I was connected.
No,
sir.
Sir, listen to me. With the professional players that you're talking about, when they were being moved, you said, one, I am more than just an agent. There is a closer relationship that I can't talk to you about. But the other one, I am also their agent as well.
I never said that, sir. You can listen back to the whole thing. I am no agent for any youngster at all, sir.
So listen, so the players in the senior program...
sir, you can check back the whole program. I never said anything
listen what I'm asking. But you're not listening. The senior, you brought up the two senior players. And that's what I'm talking about. You brought them up. You have come on this program prior to this, speaking of those senior players. And you... Huh?
And I have said that I keep telling you there's no problems there. I said I've represented two senior players.
But that's what I'm saying to you, and you're telling me no. And that's what I'm saying to you. And you're telling me no, you never said that before. That's what I'm saying.
No, you said Junior. You said no.
No, you're not listening.
Also.
You're not listening, sir. I said don't go there with the senior players as if you don't represent. You're not listening. So that is the issue. So I'm going to allow you to speak, Mr. Follower, and I am going to follow you because this conversation Yes.
Anyway, let me just finish off here
Yes, sir.
quickly.
Yes.
Once the parent is, by the way, it's somebody else that carries the youngster there and introduces them to certain people, and they say, okay, then they give the offer to the parent. When the parent moves the child there, they would inform, it's not up to me now. All I'm going to say is there's no problem, because technically you can't stop them, because the youngster needs to get in a different environment. There's no problem there, right? And it's for education. Whether it's football, and football is involved also, it's for, let me tell you, football is not only about winning titles and that sort of thing. It's about living life.
How we get to all that? You think I don't know that, sir?
Let me just move on. Let me move on, sir. So once that youngster is there, and I can tell you this now, this is where he's going to knock you down. I have spoken to the principal already, and I asked him, how do you have all of these players here from Arnett Gardens, etc., etc., and
So
they are not
sir, I will not, sir, unless you're going to call all the other clubs, you have to retract Arnett. You have to take back that Arnett Garden comment.
You know why I can't? I'm not going to take that back, because at the time they were mainly Arnett Gardens players. When these other players were some recent, very recent.
You're going to have to call other clubs, because you know of other players from other clubs there. So if you call,
Waterhouse, I know of players from Waterhouse, Harborview. Those are off the top of my head.
Oh, those are the only clubs.
And Real Mona, off the top of my head.
In the junior program, you don't know of any other club?
No, hold on. When I made the statement with the principal at the time, I knew of players there, and this is about 3 years ago. I was just before COVID, when they had, that would have been 2020 to be specific. I had a conversation with the principal at the time in 2020. I can't even give you the month. It was about February, March. And we spoke, and I asked him, why do you have all of these players there and they are still connected with the clubs where they are far from? And I remember there are players there from Harborview, Arnett Gardens, No Real Mona was actually there at the time, and Waters. I remember those three. I remember those in particular. Right? And I'm going to tell you, it was up to him. He just didn't hear. I don't know. But it's so, you can't say that. I didn't say that. Mount Pleasant has not been as, what would I say now? They have been quite lax with certain things, because things like that. But the problem is that whoever is in charge is not doing their job. Because when I carry players, I had a trials today at my club, and I had youngsters from several.
Sir, I asked you prior, if you said that you said you were speaking.
Club Chelsea, sir.
Oh, okay, that is the club you're talking, because
he had a trial today,
hold on, because you are not being hypothetical. Are you saying you brought players on trials at
spring players? Players came on trials.
No, you just said you brought players to your club today. When I ask you,
they came for trials
at your club.
And what's that?
At your club. That's what you said.
Yes, they came on trials. And the first thing I found out what club did play for last.
No man. What is the name of your club again?
Chelsea FC, sir.
Okay. So we should not take this to be real, because it's a hypothetical situation you're using.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Make it hypothetical.
So I asked the players, are you associated with any club?
But that is hypothetical, so we can't work with that. That don't make no sense.
No. I would ask them then. Are you associated with any club? Once they give me the answer, I would say, okay, which club? And that's it from there. After that, no, I'm going to get the transfer form. I'm going to have it filled out. I'm going to approach the club and ask them, okay, John Thomas would like to come and represent my club. If Club Bowdens FC says, boy, the player has been with us for too well, we can't be for any time, because we don't take players on over a certain age. You understand? So the player is there for a year or two, the most. Right? So that means the player would be the 13 or 14. Right? So say we approach and they say no. After that, I take that form to the parish association, right? And then I say, I'm having an issue with Bowden's FC. I want to get this player transferred. I would then know, they would then instruct me now to go to the parent. If the parent agrees for the youngster to move, which sometimes in a lot of cases, the parent might not be in agreement because of the relationship they have with the club, right? Okay? So, but if they're in agreement, they would sign a letter, address it, they would give in their ID with the birth certificate with the name. And you know, a lot of these gentlemen, they don't have the names on the birth certificate, so they can't sign off on a letter. Only the mother, who is always on, can always sign. If the father is there, either of them can, right? And normally they even go as specific to who the child lives with. There's one of the parents. Okay, so a grandmother cannot even do it. A grandmother cannot. It has to be one of them on the birth certificate. So once that's done, I take that back to the parish FA, you present it there, and then the process goes from there, and then the child is transferred to your club. Okay? So if Mount Pleasant, with all their money there, can't do some simple, basic things like that, you can't expect me to that. I'm not working for them. So you can't expect people to go and help them with administrative details like that. Administrative details enough.
So who here asked you to go and help Mount Pleasant?
No, you said, sir, and I'm going to say it specifically, you said, why did you not go to Mount Pleasant and tell them that this player is connected with Club XYZ? That's not my job.
Okay, so
even though, sir, I did at some stage speak to the person that was in charge and just generally talk to them about why don't you transfer these players when you get them there?
Sir, you said I told you to go and work at Mount Pleasant.
No, I said I'm not going to do work for them by telling them all of those things.
I said to you, sir, and I said to you, did I tell you to go and work at Mount Pleasant? And you said yes. And you said, I asked you a question. You said, I asked you why. So I asked you a question. I didn't tell you to go and work for Mount Pleasant.
But you're asking me to tell them that the player is from a club. All they need to do, that is something that you do when you're signing, they're signing up the thing.
In this statement I said, as a responsible adult, seeing that you are connected to the player, you know that the player is registered to a next club. Isn't it fair to you, the player, and Mount Pleasant, and the club that they are connected to make this clear to all parties for the purpose of transparency? If you say no, then that's fine, you know. But I believe as a responsible adult, that is the appropriate action. If you say you don't believe so, then that's fine.
Look, that has nothing to do with being responsible. What it has to do with
as a responsible adult.
I cannot imagine that a club that has the $1 million budget will not ask some simple questions: which club you played for last? Because youngsters, just like when youngsters go into the college system almost assumes that these players, drop from the sky. They don't play for anywhere before. So that's why when a lot of people don't want the kids to go into the college system, because they almost wipe out everything that has happened before. Like they're saying that this player is originated from Jacksonville College, and then they went to Jacksonville FC. So
you have a relationship. Do you realize that by some of your statements, you have a relationship with the principal who is in charge?
Go ahead, I didn't hear you.
Do you know you said that you brought up a conversation that you had with the principal of Mount Pleasant, right? A few years ago.
2020, just before March, before the parish competition start. Yes, sir, I did.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Don't forget that.
Sir.
God, that's when I realized that things not running so. Yeah, continue, go on.
Sir. All right. So you said you had a conversation, which is we can extrapolate from that there's a level maybe not a high level, some level of dialogue, communication, and relationship. All right, with this principle. A recent matter is up now on Mount Pleasant, where players who they thought could be registered for them, they are finding out that are connected to club. Are you aware of this situation, sir?
Sir, almost all the Mount Pleasant players that they have gotten there, apart from the very young ones, any player that they have gotten over probably age 14, 15, are definitely, once they are very good players, they are connected to a club somewhere in Jamaica.
Okay. All right, fine. So,
they should have done their due diligence before.
Sir, any other players? So, something has come up where they're trying to get players for their tier 2 competition coming up. But it's proven to be an issue because they are registered to other clubs.
No, that's not the issue, sir. Be specific and be honest. The issue is that the transfer window is closed. They can't register them outside the transfer window. Be honest.
So,
be honest about it. It's not the fault. Listen, any of those players it would not be a problem to transfer any of them to Mount Pleasant to play.
Sir, I'm not asking you about transfer. Sir, you're having conversation. I don't.
They have to be transferred.
Sir. So, why do they have to be transferred?
Because we run.
When I say we, you have to explain to me. We who?
In Jamaica is not a back-a-wall place.
What?
You have the same things that happen.
Sir. They have to be transferred because they are connected to a club.
Right.
Okay.
They must be.
So,
can't just take them up and put them anywhere.
Sir. So listen now. You know that we have one mouth and 2 ears. You know why? You know why? Do you know why, sir?
You need to listen and you can speak.
Sir.
But you can't do both of them at the same time, sir.
Sir, do you know why we have one mouth and 2 ears?
Let me know. I'm going to be philosophical here. Let me hear.
Because we should listen 2 times as much as we speak. If you keep on interrupting, you're not going to hear what I'm asking. Okay? So, are you willing to listen, sir? Or you want us to end the dialogue?
Okay, man. Yeah.
All right. So, simply put, I'm asking you, are you aware that there are players who cannot play in the tier 2, who are in the Mount Pleasant Academy, who are connected to clubs in our Premier League? Are you aware? Are you aware? All right, you're aware. My second question is very simple. Are you connected to that? To that are those players, and are you also connected?
I don't know how many clubs.
Hold on.
I don't know how many clubs they are talking about.
Let me finish the question now. Let me finish the question. Are you connected to any of the players, and are you connected to any of the Premier League clubs?
I am connected to a Premier League club, sir, and I have players there that are registered with my Premier League club.
Oh, okay, so you have...
and other players are there for other clubs also.
Sir,
it's that I only have about 2, you know.
Sir,
but there are others from other clubs.
So how you?
It's not one club.
How do you have them? What do you mean?
Okay, let's not use me. Chelsea FC, they are registered to Chelsea FC and Bowden's FC and Woy Woy FC. They are registered players from years now. They have been registered. Some of them, one of them would have been about a year.
No, sir. All I'm asking you, sir, is when you say you have 2, what does that? Just explain. That's all I'm asking you. What do you mean by you have 2?
The club Woy Woy United has 2 players there, sir.
So So if the club have it, how that becomes you have two?
Sorry?
You just said the club where United have two. What does that do? What does that mean in the context of you saying you have two?
No. Because I said I'm associated with United, whatever you want to call it. Right? The players are registered to the club. There's no issue there. That's not a crime.
Oh,
They have been before they went there, you know.
You can multitask. You can multitask, man. See that you're doing two tasks at the same time. Maybe that's why you're distracted by the questions.
No, sir.
So because on one hand I see you being the follower, and then on the other hand, you're being the leader.
You see me doing that, sir? I'm seeing somebody else typing. There are comments in your thing. You don't see me doing it, sir. Don't say that, sir.
Okay.
Don't say that.
So you're not the leader. Anyway, Mr. Follower, it was very good having you. I really planned on having the show for for 1 hour. We have gone an hour, and I've given you a complete hour. I don't think I've made any headway, but I will listen to hear how this whole thing progresses. But in fairness to you, I'm going to make sure that I give you. We have 6 minutes left. I'm going to give you 3 minutes of the time to say your closing argument.
Okay. What I think, the first thing, you made it look like there were clubs that were trying to sabotage Mount Pleasant. That's not the fact. The fact of the matter is that Mount Pleasant has individuals there that are not doing their job. These are some basic, simple rules of management. And when you're getting new players, these are some basic tenants that you need to find out. You need to find out their age. You need to find out, from their parents. Plus, the most important, if they played for any club, if they tell you they did not, you can go. There's a website that you can go, type in the player's name, and it will come up whether or not they were registered to a club. Because the issue now that why they cannot be registered to play in this Tier 2 thing is not because of another club holding out. Because the clubs can't hold out on them if they want to go. The problem is that the transfer window is closed. And the club just did everything haphazardly and didn't do any due diligence. They didn't know, other people that knew that the players were supposed to be transferred was not interested. They were more interested in making players sign certain things that benefited them more than Mount Pleasant. But that's another story, though.
Oh, that's another story. All right.
That's another story. The gentleman that made these minors and their parents sign contracts binding them to him and not Mount Pleasant is another situation. But Mount Pleasant has to deal with that individually themselves.
Oh, so you're suggesting that there's someone at Mount Pleasant who gave contracts?
No, man, okay. Well, I won't want to go into that right now.
But you just went into it, sir. You just came on the program, and I gave you minutes to say your closing argument.
And I'm finished.
You end your closing argument by saying that there is a person at Mount Pleasant.
He's not there. He's no longer there from what I understand.
There's a person who is no longer at Mount Pleasant. These are the accusations that you have made. Let me repeat.
There's an accusation. I have one of those contracts.
From
somebody in New York sent it to me, yes.
You have one of the contracts where someone from Mount Pleasant gave to a minor to basically sign himself over
their parents, right? To their parents would sign with them, okay, that he is their agent until that child reaches like 21 years old.
So you are saying that a person who was formerly at Mount Pleasant gave contracts for kids to sign and their parents, where he would become agents of minors in Jamaica.
Yes, sir.
And you know that. You have record of that.
I have one of the contracts.
Sir, I will tell you this, when this is brought up again and people listen to it and say, management...
know about the contract, I would gladly give it to them.
Okay.
They didn't know about it, which is somehow I suspect that they don't, because it just didn't look too right for Mount Pleasant giving that out. But that's another situation for another day, sir. And It has been nice speaking to you, man.
Oh, you know my name, so I thought you were a first-time caller.
Oh, sir, I've watched your program all the while. Anyway, man,
Listen, let me find out something from you, just finally, because there may be a youngster very intrigued by how you look out for their best interest and want to come and try out at YY United. Where are the trials being kept and what time?
No, we don't really, most times, we don't really have open trials. The players are normally seen and then invited. We'll go for the cream of the crop, sir.
Okay, so if I have some cream of the crop player who excel,
I would have to see them first, sir.
Okay, so
no player comes there without passing by me, sir.
Okay, so you're the custodian of the youth program at where
more or less up to 16. Yeah, well, I don't bring anybody in at 16 though.
Okay.
A good record. I think YY United has a good record. I think it can easily set the number one youth program right now.
Just finally, we have a person always in the comment section that a lot of the persons are challenged by. He goes by the name Leader. I find it quite intriguing that you go by Follow. What are your thoughts on the Leader, seeing that you're always watching?
Oh Lord, he comes with some nice points some of the times. Basically, he does give information that a lot of other people are afraid to talk about. Right? A lot of people like to dilly-dally around the facts of certain things, and he gives information that other people don't want to get out there. Just like the thing I just mentioned, some of the things I just mentioned. Because I'm glad I came on to give some clarity to what you're saying, to the whole story.
Yes.
Because we just make it clear that no club is holding any player from Mount Pleasant. It's Mount Pleasant that has not done their due diligence and transferred the player before the transfer window closed months
Sir,
ago.
I just asked you to speak about what are your thoughts on the Leader. You got back to Mount Pleasant.
Anyway,
I don't understand.
We are OUT out.
All right, Mr.
Bye,
Follower, thank you. That was Mr. Follower for you speaking very highly of Mr. The Leader. Very interesting conversation. I don't know where to go from here, except that I don't. But I must say I must say that he made some very serious allegations. That I was going to have to investigate. That there was someone who was formerly at Mount Pleasant that was trying to get the players to sign contracts, minors to sign contracts to him personally till they are 21. Are these things true? We need somebody from Mount Pleasant to come and speak to these things. No, Jason. Right? This is serious. I need to find out. I need to talk to someone from Mount Pleasant. I need to speak to. I'm going to call somebody from Mount Pleasant tomorrow. Someone, and the follower is saying that he has one of the contracts with the person's name on it. This is serious. This is serious. Pesa. You're asking me why he was let go. I mean, what a friend. I, I, I am sure that if I call my contacts at Mount Pleasant, the first thing I'm going to hear is I don't know about that. All right, that is the first thing that I am going to hear. I don't know anything about that. But let me see. Hold on a sec, people. Let me see if I can get. Because this is serious. If somebody is having a reminders, sign contract. um, Mount Pleasant is wrong for allowing people having so much control over daily events. Oh, so let me. You're not seeing the live chat, Lulu. I don't know what is happening. Let me see if I can get in touch with somebody at Mount Pleasant. I don't know. Um, the ownership. I think they're away, so it would be too late to call them now. But let me see if I can call this person now. If he has any information, he will speak with me. So let me make a call and see if we can go on next 15 minutes just for the sake of the people. Oh my lord. No, the policeman is he was in an accident, you know. Hope he recovers. Alright, people. Not getting through. No, Mr. David Galloway was in a accident peso. So he's out. But people, listen, I really wanted to just do an hour, but then we had the caller who originally said he is just a member of the public. I am wondering if some of this is not parents exploiting their kids, opportunist. There are so many things. Maybe I need to have maybe, like I said, maybe I need to have other persons to speak. Maybe we need to have a discussion about this. Like, when is it too much? Do you just send your kids to, like, that's how we treat our young girls? Go down there so because them have this figure and that forgive you. Go down there so because you get free this and free that. That's how we want to train up our kids. Yeah? It's I think something morally, I think DV Group said it earlier, that it may not be illegal, but it is not moral. No light bill issues, brain drain. I had a power cut though, but no light bill issue. So I would love to have a discussion. So if some of you are very versed in this, like, when is this illegal? Like, and what I'm saying is that it happens even in high school sports where parents will be given things so that their kids can go to a particular school. I see the leader here saying it goes to people in the community that takes young players to Mount Pleasant to collect a fee. 100. I don't know some of those things leader saying. You know. I don't know where him get some of those things. But people, listen. Um, I'm going to see if I can get the FA president tomorrow with some of these things that the leader is saying. Because I know when people are registered and I was doing contract for my team, it had to go through the FA. So I need to find out from the parish FA if they know about this kind of contract. I need to find out from the people at Mount Pleasant how many players down there have signed these contracts. This is serious business. Oh, sorry, not the leader. Yes, the follower. I'm so confused right now. Not the leader, the follower. These all of these names. Unseen. I am not saying that Mount Pleasant never dropped the ball in unseen. What I am saying unseen is that you can't knowingly, morally it is not right. You can't knowingly do something like this. I would say that the leader follower, be careful of those things you're saying, because I don't know where you're talking about where money went and all of those things. Like I said, I will get someone from Mount Pleasant. But if this is how it is running, you can tell why the people probably are discouraged and probably, I don't know, probably they're thinking about leaving the island shores of Jamaica with all of these things. We have to be better as a society. We have to act with a higher level of integrity and morality. Peter Mystic. Peter Mystic, when they're dealing with the follower, you have to role play. I like this one. This is good. The following leader. The following leader. Management Jamaica Football Federation, along with the Parish Association, should implement a player computerized identification number system. I agree. I agree, Mr. Porter. Listen, I think some of these things will discourage. I think some of this, Arsenal. I think the FA I need to speak to Mr. Beckford tomorrow about some of this. But what I will also say is this. If this is how we treat the people who are coming to invest in the football, they're going to leave. They are going to leave. But people, that is 2 hours. Listen, I am management. The show should not have been so long. You must appreciate it. So hit the like button, subscribe, and share. We're going to pick up on this tomorrow, and we're going to get some people who have some information. Yeah, man, this is I Am Sure Sports. I am management. As usual, when it gets to this point of the show, we normally say we are over, and we are OUT out of here.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.